So today, I'm going to do something a little bit different. I'm going to start yet another new series. I'm going to call them KozTech Minis. Basically just these short videos that are probably going to be no longer than 5 or 6 minutes or so. They're going to cover topics that I want to talk about, but either don't have enough information out there to dedicate a full video to, or they're not important enough to dedicate a full video to, but I still kind of want to talk about it. So anyway, let's get started. So the topic for today's video is going to be game manuals and how we used to get them with every game out there, and nowadays they're virtually non-existent. I like game manuals. I always loved opening them up, reading, the intro story, kind of give you an idea of what the game's about, its controls, get a good grasp on its mechanics. In some cases, they'll even go and include little mini guides in them to kind of get you started. I think they had that with Final Fantasy II for the SNES, which is Final Fantasy IV everywhere else. But over the years, manuals have become more and more scarce, and even when they were included, they were becoming smaller and smaller and smaller. Now, obviously, an Atari 2600 game manual isn't going to need to be super descriptive because they were pretty simple games. But then you had something like this, Wayne Gretzky Hockey for the Amiga, that it was a little bit more detailed. Tells you what's in here, a little bit of a history, forward from Wayne Gretzky, how to access menus and things like that, and shows you how to play in general, some tips and whatnot. And unfortunately, I don't have any NES or Super NES manuals, although I will post a link to PDFs that Nintendo provided for the NES Classics and the SNES Classic, where you can get digital manuals, and it'll give you an idea of what they were like. But we'll go and look at this PlayStation manual for Final Fantasy Chronicles, which came with Final Fantasy IV and Chrono Trigger. And even here, they started to skimp a little bit on details, although to be honest, by now people knew these games and didn't need too much to do. Didn't need, to include too much information, but there still is some stuff in here. Character details about certain cities, how to do basic tasks and things like that. Explains the battle system, how to use vehicles, items. Chrono Trigger is pretty much the same. On the GameCube, the Legend of Zelda Collector's Edition. This was not too rare of a game, but you couldn't buy it. It came as a certain promo or at certain purchases. But it gives you a basic overview of the original Zelda, Ocarina of Time, Zelda 2, Adventure of Link, and I believe there were also, Majora's Mask is on here as well, and I think there was a demo on here of the Wind Waker. I don't remember. It's been a while since I played it. But even this is more descriptive than, let's say, Wii U manual for Donkey Kong Country Tropical Freeze. Now, it's got some basic game mechanics, but there's not much else to it. And it's got, a few words in English and then a few words in Spanish and French, and that's it. So there's not much to cover. They give you the controls, sure, but there's not much of a story behind it. But of course, that's still not as bad as the 3DS, which gives you basically this. Tells you how to read the built-in manual. Yes, they don't give you actual manuals anymore. They give you a safety guide, warranty information, things like that. Wasn't for every DS game, but the vast majority of them. And I say it wasn't for everyone because Mario Kart 7 gave you a basic, kind of a slight overview, but it too tells you to check online, or the online manual in the cartridge. Now, you look at a game like Grand Theft Auto Liberty City Stories, and the manual is set up kind of like a newspaper, which is kind of cool. And it gives you overview, controls, different competitions you can do in the game. But they also gave you a poster slash game map. This is rare nowadays. Now, if you buy certain special editions of games, then it'll come with it, something like this, or more information. But for the most part, games just don't come with manuals anymore, and it bums me out, you know? I would love, opening up the game box, grabbing that manual, starting from scratch, reading the story, like I said before, getting a feel for the game and everything before actually hopping the game. It would help me to appreciate the game more. Now, sure, a lot of games now, they do these in-game tutorials that you can play. You get a grasp for it, but it's just not the same as picking up the book and actually reading it. So, and this is coming from someone who doesn't like to read on a regular basis. So that's probably going to be it for today. Like I said, I wanted to keep these things short. Do you have any memories of manuals? Do you miss them? Do you not care? They're saving the environment and not printing paper. No, they're cutting costs, which I get, but at the same time, come on. At least give me a digital manual online that I can download and print if I want to, or read on a tablet. But so post your stories below, comments, things like that. And let me know if you like these little shorter videos. And if you like today's video, please hit the thumbs up. Feel free to subscribe if you haven't yet. And if you didn't, hit the thumbs down. But please leave a comment below so I know what I did wrong or what I can improve on and make, improvements in future videos. Thanks all, and I'll catch you later.